Hooligans, we are back. Golf tournaments are back. First one of the year. We have the 2v2 Hooligan Summer Invitational. I'm fired up. Hopkins is already sending pictures of him at the range. People are getting dialed, and it's going to be a good one. We do have a few people who have never seen a video like this before. So if you're new, this is where I will review everything you need to know for this tournament. I will cover the location, a little bit of information about the course. We'll get into who's playing, our teams, the handicaps, the format of the competition, which usually is pretty complex and in depth, and this tournament will be no different, but I'm making it easier this go around. We will get into the rules, the start time, the prize money, all that. So this is your go-to source for basically everything you need to know. And if you have questions, just send them my way. Happy to answer them. So let's get into it. I'll try to keep this as brief as I can, but no promises. So first up, you all know the course location. It's Wachusett Country Club, beautiful course, West Boylston, Mass. Gonna be a fun track. I've never played, but it's been on my bucket list for a while. They got everything you need, practice facilities, driving range, beautiful fairways, trees, obstacles. It's going to be a good time. We'll be playing the white tees per usual because we're not that great, which is a 131 slope, so it's going to be hard, and just over 6,100 yards. So who's playing? We got plenty of returning hooligans for this tournament. Me, Chow, Andy, Joe, Hopkins, Radler, Caveney, Sean, and Jimmy T. But the whole point of this summer invitational was to bring in new hooligans to the family. We've had a couple of our members move to different states. A couple new baby hooligans have entered the family, which will make it harder to fill the pool of players. So we want to expand. And with that came the Summer Invitational. And we have 3 new faces joining us, recruited by our members. And those 3 are Dylan Sullivan, recruited by Chow; Jack Garris, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, recruited by Joe V; and then Ryan Pratt, recruited by Radler. So welcome, everyone. Welcome them to the family. It's going to be a good one. We have 12 people competing, and we'll just continue to grow the pool with each tournament. And so just to kind of break people up into brackets so you understand how the field is laid out, we have an A tier. It's actually our biggest tier at the moment. The 10 to 15 handicappers, that's Jimmy T, Dylan, Chow, Hopkins, and Jack. Then we have the B tier, pretty solid bump down the handicap list. These are the 20 to 24 handicappers, which is Andy, Sean, me, and Joe V. And then the C tier, 25 plus, Radler, Caveney, and Pratt. And so we have clearly a pretty mixed bag of golfers here and skill levels. And so had to be a little strategic when it comes to teams. And when I break up the teams, I try to make them as fair as possible. I try to mix them up. And this tournament is no different. The only difference is that some of the teams were predetermined because people recruited partners. So 3 teams were already set. We have Chow and Dylan, the only team that consists of 2 A-tier players. So the most talented squad. Then we have Jack and Joe, an A and a B. And then we have Radler and Pratt, 2 C's. So as you can see, the teams are very diverse in skill set. And that's not going to be different for the 3 remaining teams. So the other 3 teams are Jimmy T and myself. That's an A and a B. We have Hopkins and Caveney. That's an A and a C. And then Andy and Sean, 2 Bs. So we have to stroke this tournament to make it fair at all. And so that's what we're going to do. And for the handicaps, you'll see in a moment that there are different strokes given based on the front and the back. Because per usual, on the front, we will be scrambling. You'll be sharing a ball with your teammate. On the back, you'll be playing your own ball. So on the front, each team will be given strokes, and on the back, individuals will be given strokes. This will become more clear. So on the front, during the scrambles, 2 teams receive no strokes. That's Chow and Dylan, the 2 A golfers, and me and Jimmy T. I'm a B, but Jimmy T is the number 1 ranked golfer in the group. So our 2 teams get no strokes during the scramble. It is what it is. Joe and Jack, also A and B players, will be getting 1 stroke. Hopkins and Caveney, an A and a C, and Andy and Sean, 2 Bs, will be getting 2 strokes during the scramble. And then Radler and Pratt, you get the most strokes, you get 3. And now that I'm looking at that, I might have to change that to 4. I'm going to look into it. I did some research on how to handicap scrambles, and you're supposed to do about 20% of a handicap allowance. And so 3 might be the right number, but I will have to double check. We might bump that up to 4. So that's the handicaps for the front as you scramble with your teammate. On the back, when you're playing your own ball, each individual is going to get handicaps. So Jimmy T, like I said, you're the number 1 golfer. You're getting 0 strokes. The rest of the A golfers get 1 stroke. So that's Dylan, Chow, Hopkins, and Jack. The B golfers get 3 strokes. That's me, Andy, Sean, and Joe. And then the C golfers, Caveney, Radler, and Pratt, get 5 strokes. And you will see where this all comes into play in a moment. I know in the past, it's been difficult for people to keep track of everything. I promise I got you. I got you. We're going to make it as easy as possible this year. But before we jump into that, let's talk format. So I already started to talk about there's going to be a scramble portion. There's going to be play your own ball. But how do you actually win the tournament? Well, there's really 3 types of contests this go around. And this isn't really new. We often have various ways to win. There's team competitions, you and your partner. Can you beat everybody else? There's solo play, where there will be 1 best golfer. And then there's some bonus plays, some fun shit, where you can win some money no matter how good your team is doing. We'll highlight that last. So for the team competitions, simple. Front, scramble. You hit a shot, your partner hits a shot, you pick what ball you want to use, and you go on until you score. Back, best ball. You play your own ball, your partner plays your own ball. Give the strokes if applicable. Whoever has the best net score goes down on your scorecard for your team. Lowest total score, front and back, wins $100 to the team, so $50 a person. Whoever the best scramble team, they win $20. And that really just pays for the prize pool. So you don't have to contribute anything to the best team overall. So 2 ways to win money in the tournament, either be the best scrambling team or the best team overall. You can also beat the other team in your group. So let's say me and Jimmy T are paired up with Radler and Pratt. We'll play match play on the front, and we'll play a low total on the back, $10 each. Low total, if you're unfamiliar, is, since we're playing our own balls, whichever team has the lowest score from either individual gets a point, and whatever team has the lowest total score gets a point. And you keep track of the points. Again, I got a way to make this all easy. But in short, you are playing the entire field for $120, and you're doing a head-to-head matchup with the other team in your group for $10. $10 in the front, $10 in the back. So those are the team competitions. Solo play. Solo play is simple. We're all playing our own balls on the back. So all you have to do is keep your score, and whoever has the lowest net score on the back wins the solo play. And for winning the solo play, you win $18. Weird number, I know, but we'll get into why exactly that $18 is what it is. More importantly, you get the bragging rights to be known as the best golfer of the day, but you will get some money that will pay for something else. So, team competitions, solo play. Last is the bonus plays. And this is the one I'm most excited for because it's, one, something we've never done, and two, could result in one person or one team winning a shit ton of money. For the first time ever, we are bringing a skins match to the Hooligan tournament. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what a skins match is, basically everyone puts an amount of money down per hole. So for us, we're each putting $1 down per hole. Whichever team or player scores the lowest score on that hole wins the skins. So all 12 of us put in $1, and then Chow birdies hole 1. Chow and Dylan birdie hole 1. Nobody else does. They win that $12 pot. Let's say nobody wins because everyone pars or worse. Then that money gets pushed over to the next hole. And let's say that Andy and Sean win hole 2. Then they would win the $12 from the first hole and the $12 from the second hole. And so what's fun about a skins match is, one, it doesn't matter how you're playing overall. If you can have one great hole, you can win some money. But two, and which I'd say is decently likely to happen, the skin can end up getting carried over for multiple holes. So we might not win a skin on hole 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we might end up having like a $74 hole. And someone randomly throws a birdie. They win the skin. And they just won a good amount of money. And skins on the front will be team play, obviously, because we're doing a scramble. On the back, it is solo. So your team could be in dead last. You could be in dead last. But you could end up winning over $100 individually if you have one great hole. So skins match, $1 a hole. Again, I've made it easy to keep track of this. But a great way to earn some money. You are never out of it. And one caveat about the skins is since the money carries over, there is a chance we finish the round and there's still money remaining that has yet to be decided. And we have no more holes to play. So the way that will work is that money will go to closest to the pin winners. So there's 3 holes that I've identified as closest to the pin holes. And if there's money left over at the end of the round, whoever is the closest to the pin on these 3 holes will split that money. So it could be like $200 or it could be $0. It really will just depend on how the skins match ends up. And if there is money left over and nobody hits a green, so we have nobody to give the money to, whichever team is in last place, they get the money. So there is a world where the last place team wins like $200. So I doubt that will happen, but know that you are literally never out of it in the Hooligan Invitational. So here's a quick recap of all the different competitions we got going on. We got the best team overall, the best scramble, got the best solo, we got the head-to-head, and then we have the fun ones, the skins, and the closest to the pin. Now you're probably wondering, how the fuck are we keeping track of all that? That's a question that's come up before. It's something we've run into where at the end, I have to do a bunch of math and we're handing over money left and right, and it's just a shit show. Those days are behind us now. The Hooligan golf tournaments will be forever changed because, yes, you still will keep your own score on your scorecard like any other golf round, but we have something brand new, and we're bringing live leaderboards to the Hooligan golf tournaments. Everyone will have on their phone a digital scorecard where they will enter their scores in. You don't even have to worry about handicaps. You shot a 6, you put in a 6. You shot a 4, you put in a 4. And the digital scorecard will update your handicap for you. It will calculate match play for you. It will calculate who won a skin for you. You don't have to do shit except put in your damn score. Okay? This is the first time we're trying this out, so hopefully it works flawlessly. I will be testing it and tweaking it until we play. But this is going to make everything so fucking easy. So let me show you exactly how this will work. Okay, so what you see here is a beta of our first ever live leaderboard and digital scorecards. Every team will have their own digital scorecard. So what you see here is an example digital scorecard for if me and Jimmy T were playing Radler and Pratt. 3 different scorecards for the 3 different foursomes. Now, on these scorecards are already built in the handicaps for each team. So if you see here for the scramble, Jimmy T and I don't get any strokes, but Radler and Pratt get 4. And so as we play, I'd enter a 4, we get a 4. I'd enter a 5, we get a 5. Enter a 3, we get a 3. It just keeps on going, automatically calculates our net score for us. We don't have to worry about handicaps at all. We shot 37, we get a 37 because we get no strokes. Well, Radler and Pratt get 4. Do they have to do the math? No, they do the same fucking thing. You just put in your score. So they got a 4. They got a 5. But it corrected it and made a net 4. They got a 5 here. They got a 4. They also got a 5. Corrected it to a net 4. They got a 3. They got a 7 or a 6. They got a 7. Corrected it to a 6. They get a 5. Corrected it to a 4. They shot a 44. They got a net 40. Handicap does it for you. You don't have to do shit. It also calculates the match play for you. So as you can see, we each got 4s on hole 1. We tied, all square. Hole 2, we got a 5. They got a net 5. Or no, they got a 5. We got a 5. They got a 5. They got a net 4. Radler and Pratt win a point. We got a 3. They got a 5. Me and Jimmy won, and so on. It does everything for you. So as you go through the tournament, you don't have to worry about anything but entering in your score, and it will just calculate as you go. You can see who's winning in match play and just keep on rocking. And you also don't have to worry about fucking this up, because the only thing you're going to be allowed to edit is your scores. You can't break any formulas. You can't fuck with the formatting of this page. Only I can edit it. You will only be allowed to enter scores. So that's how it works on the front. On the back, when we're playing our own balls, same exact thing, except now it calculates our individual scores. So Jimmy T gets no strokes. Every time he puts in a score, it's going to be exactly what I put down. For me, I get 3 strokes. So, and you'll see in the red is when I get strokes. So if I get on a 5 on hole 4, it's going to mark me down as a 4. Does it for us. It's excellent like that. But when I do it on the first hole, it doesn't give me a stroke. What it also does is, if you look at hole 2, Jimmy T got a 5. I got a 5, which was net 4. It did our best ball. Our best score was a 4 because it took my score because it was lower. You don't have to do any of that. Just put in your fucking scores and the scorecard does the rest. And just like it did before, it will do the same for Radler and Pratt as they put in their scores. So they each got 4s on the front, or on hole 10. We tied, best score. Then they got 5s, they get handicaps. It just does it all. Now you might recall that I said there's head-to-head matches, and on the front it's match play. On the back it's low ball and low total. So different from match play, you can actually earn 2 points per hole. Whoever has the best score and whoever has the lowest total for the team. This will calculate that for you. So you see here, we all got 4s as our best score on hole 1. So no blood for the low ball. But on the next hole, Jimmy T got a 5. I got a 4. That's a 9 total. And Radler and Pratt each got 4. So that's an 8 total. So they win a point for the low total. And the benefit of doing this is it doesn't just allow the team who has the best golfer just to get the best ball over and over and over again and beat you all. But you don't even have to care. This sheet will do everything for you. And the great part is, as you enter in your scorecard here, it will update the live leaderboard that will have everything from everybody. So I did a fake one. You'll see here's a fake scorecard. If everyone enters their scores, it will update as we go. How are teams scoring? So you can go and see how your team's doing. It'll highlight whichever team is in first place. it will tell you if a skin was won. So you can see here, a skin was won on hole 1. So Andy and Sean won $12 on hole 1, but nobody won a skin until hole 7. So $12, $24, $36, $48, $60, $72 went to me and Jimmy. And then it keeps going. So live leaderboards, you update your score, it will all be here on the live leaderboard. Same thing for the back. Automatically calculates so you can see exactly how your team's doing. Tells you how people are doing overall. And it even keeps track of the individual solo play. And keeps track if the skins are won there as well. Also, I'll have a spot to keep track of all the money. But I'll send this to you once it's ready so you can play around with it, see if there's any mistakes or things that should be added. I know this took a little bit of time to go through, but I just wanted to reveal this, one, because I'm super excited about it, but two, I think it will be a game changer for us because I know a lot of you don't want to have to pay much attention to the format and the scorekeeping and all that. And I know that I don't want to have to do all the math afterwards. So this will make that whole fiasco way easier, but it also should raise the competitive juices because you will know how everyone is doing in the tournament, even if you can't actually see them scoring. So this is the new live leaderboard. I hope you like it. Let me know if you have any questions about it. I'll send it to you either today or tomorrow when it's ready for you to fuck around with. And we'll make sure it's perfect. So yeah, that is the live leaderboard and digital scorecards. Okay, so last up, I believe, is the rules. I think that's all we have left to cover. Not much has changed for rules, but we have some new players, so I'm going to quickly go over it. First up, the scramble rules, pretty traditional. 1 club length from best shot, no closer to pin. If you're on the fringe, the green, or within a bunker, play 6 inches so that you're not, getting a completely different lie or angle of attack on those more difficult shots. And when doing your drop to play your partner's ball, you must be in the same type of lie. So if your partner is in the rough and you pick his shot, you can't then just go, oh, I'm going to take a fairway shot instead, though. No, you play the same type of lie, no closer to the pin. Mulligans. So you do get a free breakfast ball on the first tee. So you don't like your shot, you can hit it again. The caveat is if you elect to use your breakfast ball, you have to use that breakfast ball. There is no, oh, I'm going to choose the first shot. Like, no, you deleted that shot and started over. So first tee only, you get a breakfast ball. After that, you do get 2 mulligans around. We got chulligans. So 1 chulligan per 9 per player. If you would like to retake your shot, you grab a beverage, or you have your partner grab a beverage for you, and they chug that shot, chug that beverage. Once they are done chugging their beverage, they can take a mulligan, once per 9. Now I say you can have your partner chug for you because maybe you are not drinking. If you are not drinking, then you can have your partner basically do a celeb chug for you, and then you can take your mulligan. You cannot take your mulligan shot until that beer is gone. So it's not like you get a perfectly fresh mulligan, like your stomach is going to be bothered or your partner is going to be bothered. But there is some relief. We are the hooligans. So chug your beer and take your mulligan, 1 per 9 per player. Hazards, lost balls, out of bounds. So let's say you suck, like we all do. You hit your ball on your tee shot, it goes into the woods. We're not dicking around. We're not playing a re-tee and, a provisional. We're trying to have a good pace of play. So what you do is you go look for your ball. If you can play it, great, you play it. If you can't, you just take a one-shot penalty with your drop. Drop it as close to where you think your ball would have been. If there's any questions about it, make sure the other team verifies and then go from there. We're trying to move along. You don't have to take the penalty and the distance. It's not 2 if you go out of bounds. It's only 1. Which means you don't have to ever hit a provisional. If you hit your ball and let's say there's some out of bounds marked, we're going to ignore those. You can choose to play your ball from anywhere. It's just at your own risk. If you choose to play it and it was in shit and it was a wasted shot, that's on you. So let's move forward, find your ball, take your drops, and keep playing. We do not want to fall behind. Free relief. Free relief, same as every other golf contest. If there's any flooding, if you're on a cart path, man-made objects, let's say it's super soggy and your ball's just like plunked in shit. If it's ground under repair, take your free relief. We're not savages. You get your standard free relief. And last, gimmies. No gimmies. Make your fucking putts. Don't give the other team gimmies as well. We're all playing each other. If I start giving Radler gimmies left and right, I'm only fucking over the other team. So make your putts. It's that simple. Okay? So those are the rules. If I forgot anything, send it my way, but we try to keep it as simple as possible when it comes to this shit. Just be gentlemen. Don't be an asshole when it comes to the rules. You can be an asshole to each other on the course, but let's play a fair game. So, in summary, we've done the rules. We've done the format. There will be a leaderboard that tracks everything for you so you don't have to. I'll send it to you so you can review it and get familiar with it. Before we start, I'll review all this shit. I recommend you get there at 10 a.m. They have great practice facilities. I'm sure they have great food and booze. I'll probably be getting there around 10. Unfortunately, I was hoping we would start at 10, but we're starting a little later. They couldn't get us any earlier. First tee time's at 11:06. So if you have preferences for specific tee times, and send them my way. We have not determined who goes in what order yet. The groupings aren't even determined. I was just playing around with that. So I'll announce all that if once I hear from you all, if you have specific times you need to start by. Not that it's going to make a big difference, an 18-minute swing. But do let me know if you want to start later or if you want to start earlier based on any, commitments you might have. The last thing is you'll all pay when you get there for your greens fees, but I need $34.50 from each of you to divvy out the prizes afterwards. We're not going to have Chow, you Venmo Jimmy $12 and Radler, you Venmo Andy $18. We're not doing all that. You give me the $34.50. We enter in our scores to the leaderboard, and it will tell us who wins what afterwards. And then I will just Venmo the 6, 7, 8 people who have won money, their money. Very straightforward, very simple. So that's it. Get your reps in, get ready. I know some of you have already been practicing. It's going to be a good one. I already have another potential tournament date lined up. Silverman will be coming back home in a couple months and I'd like to plan a tournament around that. I'm thinking some sort of bounty style tournament where if you beat Dan, there's added prizes. So more info on that soon. But in the meantime, get your reps in, Venmo me 34.50 and let me know if you have any questions or preferred tee times, anything like that. You know where to find me. If you invited someone, make sure they get this fucking video. All right, this is it. Hooligan Invitational, 2 weeks away. Let's fucking go.